So now I would like to show you another concept where really the fun with interfaces starts. If some of you already used the backoff event logger, you probably have encountered that you have to configure the FB filter and you have to use something that's called method chaining, which is showed here. So you just chain the methods together. I want to show you how you can implement this in TwinCAT by your own. What I did already, I added the TC unit library. I already call all the test suites and I created one FB test suite already for our new FB output pool, which we want to develop now. The FB output pool contains two variables at the moment. One that is a string that containing the categories, and one is just an output pool. And my idea would be this shows then like the categories, for example, for the HMI could be something like EOL for the part of the machine, the end of line inspection, then the robot, and then some gripper valve, for example. Could be some categorization. Then you would see, okay, this output pool belongs to the end of line, to the robot, to the gripper valve. I want to define these categories by just method chaining, function chaining, and for this I will add some interface. I will add the interface, let's call it config categories, and this interface will get two methods. It will get the method mReset, and it will get the method madd category. And now what we want to do is, and here the fun stuff starts, so to say, we will return the interface itself. On both methods, we will return the interface itself. And what we do now is that we let the FB output pool, of course, again, like before, implement this interface. And let's build it. We should hopefully get an error because we didn't add the methods to the FB already. Then, okay, not because it's not instantiated, so no compile error. So, of course, let's instantiate it somewhere. First things first, we will instantiate the test suite itself. This will be then called by this runner. And in this test suite FB, we will instantiate one FB of this output pool. Okay. Didn't copy it properly, but let's do that now. Perfect. Now we have this also increased the size a little bit for you. And now we should get some error for the method. Yeah, exactly. There's no implementation, of course. We said the FB output pool should implement this interface with the two methods. We didn't add the method, so of course we have some error. So I will add this, and now the fun part, so to say, begins. And here we do one simple thing, so to say, the add categories. First start with the reset. I think that's the more the easier one. I think what we should do on a reset is, of course, we want to reset the name to nothing. So that would be a reset. And now what we do is we return the interface to the FB itself. That's the whole magic. And let's start making our then for the categories. What we will do is we have here the S categories, and we will say if we will say that categories equals concat categories so for example that would lead to if in categories is first yeah. So we first add the denominator or the separator of the CSV, and then in the next step we will add the new name itself. So obviously if we forgot something in the interface description, we need some input. We need some string input, ES name, and this will be of type string. Obviously we have to alter it on both description, and then we will add the ES also. Yeah, we will see also here some issue with that, but I will leave it deliberately for the first unit test. And now on the unit test, we can sure come up with some target. We can say that we will make some target string. And this will be, for example, just choose it that way, main topic and denominator sub topic, and now of type string, sorry for that, string. And now what I will do is I will say I have this FB output pool. I say that I want to add some category, and I say I want to add first the category main topic, and then again, that's the nice thing now with the chaining, I can just say after the first call, I call it again and add the category subtopic. That's all we need to do. And then, of course, we want to see if this worked. If we passed our unit test, so we assert equals, and there should be some string type. Sorry. And here the expected, actual, and the message. We will get hopefully an error, and then we can dig into that. But the expected will be my first target string. The actual, obviously, another thing I forgot, would be nice to have in the interface also some name, but now I deliberately also separate that. Like I can make another interface just for the information, which I find quite nice then in output pool info. This output pool info will get one property with only a PS categories type string, and only the getter. I don't want somebody to be able to alter the categories with that. Yeah, of course, this has to be here. Don't want somebody to alter the categories directly with a setter. It should only be able with the first interface, the config, and here we will return just the category names, and yes, and now back to the unit test. So don't use the interface now directly, use directly the FB, but here we have the categories. And also I think which is some nice thing to do is to make sure this is zero empty string. And also I mean that's a really easy unit test, but we also will add it. But here, if it doesn't equal our expectation, we can say first adding of 2 categories failed. Something like that. And also what will I do before we add anything? I think it's nice to should be empty at the I mean, that's a really easy unit test, this one, but yeah, the errors can always be there, bugs can always be there. Better be safe than sorry. Hopefully that builds, and then we can try it. And like I said, more hope that it fails in that regard here. We will see why I hope so. Hopefully. Let's restart that thing already, and let's see here. We have probably not returned the interface at one of these 2 categories because we have a page fault. Let's see, I think, yeah, I forgot it here. Then it's quite obvious. If you don't return an interface, you have what happens that you get back an empty interface, and then of course that will fail quite bad. Yeah, but I think because here, like this one returned an empty interface, so on an empty interface we tried to call that method. It cannot be possible. But now I think we will be able to execute that. So another one cannot convert to type reset. Yeah, obviously. Perfect. Nice failed test. Very excited for a failed test, but yeah, I expected it. And the thing is here, what we expected was main topic, subtopic. Also here, I think I made a typo with the. No, okay, that's right. And what we get is here the semicolon and then main topic, subtopic. So what we should add in the M categories is, yeah, we want to do that always, except in one case. This if S category is unequal to 0 to empty string, then we want to do that. Otherwise, not. Because then this case, if it's an empty string, that's the first topic. So obviously we don't want to start with a semicolon. So I think this should now hopefully be there. I expect now that we have only success with the unit tests. Perfect. So that in principle makes it possible to make a function chaining. Quite a nice concept, I think, and quite easy. I mean, of course, you have to look. Be careful. You work with the interfaces, like you saw. You can easily get a page fault, but therefore you should unit test it. Therefore you should try to have some clean code. And then just we didn't test the M reset, so I think it's important to test that as well. So obviously, if we call now the M reset method, then it should again return an empty string. Should be empty after M reset. I will just call that, and then of course, just to be sure, we will make another test. Let's do something like this. And then of course here I want to compared to the other one. Perfect. So that works like it should. And then obviously now on the FB output pool, we could do something like for the info, not only the category is nice, but also like the B value. That would be the info category that just shows the value. And I will show you this again, and then I think it's enough for this tutorial. So we will also add this info type. This will just show us the info of the output. And which is also nice, we could now also add some control one. And we just will so that's also possible. You can have one interface that only gives the setter or getter, and one interface that gives both things. So here we could also separate the control and the info interface. And so that's also possible. Yeah. Nice. So here, just to round it up, so to say, I could now let two interface point to that FB. First the E output control and the E output control info. And just won't make even a unit test now for it, just to wrap it up. But as you see, here I will set true. Yeah, and I think that's the nice thing. You can really see that the info one is not able to set the output value. It's only the control one. So here you could end up in a really nice scenario where with one interface you can configure it. One interface can only read the values, and one interface can really control the output. So you could give one interface to some HMI handler that gives the information to the HMI, what is the value or what is the category. You give one interface to some handler, like your robot Gripper FB controls different valves, so the controller gets the interface, and so on. So you can really separate it. But yeah, the main topic of this was the function chaining, and like you see, looks quite complicated maybe in the beginning, but it's really easy. You just give back the interface, and then you're ready to go, and you can make all sorts of function chaining. If you would use that for production, of course, you would need to have some sort of fallback for your category string, because now we can add categories. At some point the string will be full, So you may go then with an error message or some exception handling. That's not covered always in that tutorial, would be a little bit too much. Yeah, thanks a lot for watching. If you enjoyed it, let me know. So maybe I will make some more videos in the future. Let me see how it will pan out with my time and yeah, how it's going. Bye.